Well, in news just in, SA Express is in final liquidation. The High Court in Gauteng granted the final order today. The airline was placed under provisional liquidation in 2020. For more on this story, we talk to the National Transport Movement Union President, Mashudu Raphetha. Thank you very much, Ndate Mashudu, for joining us. Now, we know that SA Express was grounded in 2020. Just give us a background of what's been happening behind the scenes up until now, where there's this final liquidation.
Okay, just for a correction, I'm the General Secretary of the Dynamic People's Union of South Africa, okay. The former president of the previous union, I don't want to mention. But look, it is very bad. We were in court earlier this morning. We thought perhaps there would be someone that will come and say, look, I'm opposing the final liquidation so that one can buy this airline, but there was nobody, unfortunately. It's a sad day and a sad reality of what is currently happening. These are aftermath of the looting, state capture and corruption that was unabated in the airline, and no one saved the airline. But we believe that government had capacity to can save this airline. And it's very sad because workers are now going to get even less than 28,000 for what they have put service in this airline. Some of them have worked for 15 years in that airline. And we were also hoping that now that the industry is peaking, we could see S Express coming up, but it appears that there are some sabotage elements of wanting to get rid of all local airlines, and that is the reason why, as the Dynamic People's Union of South Africa, we are saying, is it not the right time for the South African government to call an aviation summit to discuss the formation of a strong airline that will occupy the space, because foreign airlines are occupying South Africa. The skies are opened. We are not jealous of our skies. And there are more than 700 employees who were employed by this airline. And there are also 3,700 employees which got voluntary severance packages from SAA, whom we're hoping to even come on board and ensure that they work here. So their hopes are thwarted.
So what happened to the attempts by workers to actually buy the airline themselves?
It was ignored. Unfortunately, our union was not part of the formation of ensuring that we garner support within those that wanted to buy. But we strongly believed, as the Dynamic People's Union of South Africa and a newly trade union which has got experience in the aviation, government is the only entity with capacity to can rescue the situation. Because this business, it needs capital injection. And it's not a lot of money. Yet we are seeing politicians interfering with supply chain management, getting involved in the board decisions to go and get tenders, and yet you see such a line, and people that are vulnerable, the poor, are suffering as a result.
So you mentioned a figure of 28,000 rand for workers. Now that the liquidation is final, what does that mean? Are people going to get some money immediately after? What does that mean?
They may not. But maximum, if liquidation is in place, is 28,000. But you're looking at the airline that has got a liability of over 900 million. And out of that 900 million, 138 million is owed to all employees combined. And this airline has been ransacked. Assets are not there. Engines are missing. There's no hope that they can even get a cent out of this. And it is a saddest day, because this is an airline that we say it was formed post-democratic dispensation. It was supposed to be a proud regional airline for South African government. So it is a shame to those political parties that are focused on something contrary, instead of dealing with this issue and debating the ways of funding SA Express and giving employees what is due to them. They are busy doing motion of no confidence and so on and so on. Come the time in 2024 when they want to be voted in, they will be coming to campaign to those families. Those families today, they are suffering as a result of irresponsible lawmakers.
Well, we're going to leave it there, and can hear you're very upset on behalf of your members, rightly so. Mashudu Raphetha, thank you very much for joining us in studio.
Thank you.